Welcome to Midwest Sagacity, and thank you for stopping by. Now, we got a weird but serious one today because we're going to be getting into the Philadelphia riots that happened last weekend, as well as the police shooting of Eddie Irizarry. Let's get into it. So, the first thing that I found odd was Eddie's actions here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so he speeds down the street, whips into a spot real quick, hits a traffic cone, backs up, and hits another traffic cone. So he's coming in hot, and it appears that he's trying to park there, turn down his music, and act like that car's been there the whole time. But if you notice up right around here, this is the police cruiser that's cruising. So I don't think he quite got in there fast enough for them not to see him make that maneuver. So the cops recognize it immediately. Uh, Cops get out, say, "Show me your hands." Now, I want you to take particular look at this gentleman right here, this police officer, because he is the reason Eddie got shot. And I want you to notice how close he is to this side. We'll get a different angle of that to show you just how close he is. Here is the other angle, and this came, I believe, from the body cam of the other officer that actually did the shooting. And this was after the shooting happened. He came around the backside of the car because I want to show you how close that cop car was to Eddie's vehicle. I mean, it was so close that he probably couldn't even open up the door all the way without hitting Eddie's car. That cop was very close. As you can see, he has his pistol to the window and his ass is touching his vehicle almost. So that's how close they were. As you can see, he had a clear view into that window. Now, in this case, um, I don't understand how that guy could have misidentified a pocket knife for a gun. The training on the officers right here. This is what I've been talking about for a long time. They're training, if you feel your life's in danger, just go ahead and shoot. Not make sure you identify a weapon because that's what normal citizens have to do. We have to make sure that that guy had a gun before we ever shoot a bullet. These police officers, they're way too amped up. How could you mistake a knife for a gun for one, even if it had a black handle? A gun is a gun, and they're not very tiny things. That's pretty tough. And also, was he pointing it like it was a gun, so that he might have mistaken it like a gun, like he was pretending he had a gun, so that he had the handle sticking out like the barrel of this gentleman's 9 millimeter up here? I don't think that's what was going on. So for him to say gun, gun, scare his partner into thinking that his life is in danger, for him to fire off all the shots that he did, was just crazy to me. I don't understand. And at the very least, I think in this case, if an officer mistakenly misidentifies and tells someone that their life's in danger when it's not, he should be in trouble. This second officer, because he had a clear view right here. His ass is almost touching his vehicle. His pistol is touching the window of the vehicle. And the funny thing is, if he thought his partner was in danger, how come he never fired a shot? That's a crazy question right there. That's weird to me. But I don't know if that was the case here. He had a clear view. And before you yell out gun, gun, bomb, bomb, fire, fire, you better make sure because the rest of us would have been immediately put in handcuffs, and the judge would have never dismissed this charge. The other officer that did the shooting, he's right up in here and he's coming around the vehicle. Now, what led up to them pulling their weapons like this? From the way Eddie came in, it looks like he was running from the police. Now, the odd thing about Eddie is he doesn't have any criminal record. He's pretty private on social media. So there's not much known about his personality and things like that to the public. So after the judge dismisses the charges, people take to the streets. And in this situation, it might be rightfully so. It's like I said, it's really close, but that's not what I have a concern for. What I have a concern about, pay particular close to this organization right here, Party for Socialism and Liberation. Now, what ends up happening is these groups get funding to get bust in and bust people in to get the crowd riled up. They start chanting antagonistic things to get people angry, and their justification is to get change to happen. Let's take a look at some of the things they were saying. And did you see all the signs that basically had that banner underneath Party for Socialism and Liberation on there? So yeah. Now, right here, I want you to listen to what she says, because I completely agree with her, and I could see why people are mad. Let's listen up.
Judge sat here and said all charges dropped. My family was devastated. I
think I would be too.
Because I was so in shock. My heart dropped. And I'm like, no. I'm sitting here like, am I tripping? Did I just hear this? Because ain't no way.
No way.
If it was someone else that did this, I'm sure they would have been charged with murder.
Absolutely right.
But just because this is a cop, that he has a badge, they're sitting here like, okay, we're going to let him go.
Convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
See, again, they're just trying to rile people up and get them angry. And I mean, it's okay to, protest for Eddie, but that saying the whole system is guilty as hell and all that, that's just there to get people angry. So here is some more of just trying to get people riled
Every
up.
time these police kill our people, they have these overfed, racist, rotten politicians get on the TV and say, well, we don't mind their protests, but we want them to protest peacefully. But they never say, when you go arrest a criminal, make sure you arrest them peacefully. When you want to knock on the windows of these people that you think might be a criminal, make sure you do it peacefully.
So again, after hearing that type of speech all day, then you get this to happen. Peaceful protest, huh? After hearing hate speech all day about hating cops and how the whole system's bad, this is what the youth ends up doing. That's an Apple store there. Now we can move over to Target store. Just going on in. So they went on to rob a Foot Locker and various other stores. There was a black salon that got all of her products and everything taken out of the store, which is just a shame. Minorities are trying to stand up together, but then you're robbing minorities. That's not protesting, and that's just disgraceful. So definitely, at the end of the day, was not okay to go out and just riot. There wasn't any clear-cut evidence here, one way or another. I think the protests were fine. It's when you get these other groups involved, that's when things go bad. It's okay for a community to have their own protests, but when you get these organizations like BLM or Party for Socialism and Liberation type of people in there, that's when things always go bad. So Be careful of that. If an event happens in your city and you want to protest, don't let these people in. Just keep them out. Do it within your community. Protest as a community. Like Eddie's family, all his friends, everybody, fine. That's totally fine. Anybody else who wanted to just join in for justice, that would be fine. But these organizations, I would, if I were you guys, I'd keep them out because they're going to just make your protest look bad. So that's all I got for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to share and subscribe, and make sure you leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Were the protest warranted? Were the cops in the wrong? Or was the judge correct in dismissing these charges? Like I said, it's way too close. I think definitely at minimum the jury should have decided this, or that other police officer that saw right into that window should have been charged, I think, for giving out false information to his partner, which led up to the death of someone. Before you start yelling out gun, you better make sure there's a gun. What's it going to take for people to actually deal with reality and not just see what they want to see? In this case, the cops saw what they wanted to see, the judge saw what they wanted to see, and the protesters saw what they wanted to see. We got to get to a baseline reality, otherwise we're never going to get anywhere. What's that going to take?